When I came to the northeast China in the harvest season, I was reminded by the fields of grain and the noises from harvesters. This is one of the granaries of China that feeds more than 1 billion people. And the Jilin Province, with the country's largest grain output per unit, is a cornerstone of this granary. Located in the golden corn growing belt, the Lishu County in Jilin Province is one of the main producers of corns in China. The cornfields that covers about 90% of the county's planting area. And here, farmers are rushing to harvest their rich fruits.
The harvest should be good this year, and the corn is growing well. We could get a year-on-year increase of 10% of output.
Wang Jun is one of the richest local grain farmers here. He manages 1,000 hectares of land. But with such a large land area, it's hard to monitor and take care of each section. In the past, farmers relied on scarecrows to keep birds and pests away and on human labor to protect their crops. And now, they have some new help.
Walking through this vast field of corns here, you can see a special basement in every 100 meters here.
Now with this smart basement, we can see the disease, insect and pests and growth situation remotely. The farmland is too large. It was too difficult for us to monitor in real time with specific situations in the past.
But how does it work? To find the answer, I came to the local rural cooperative and met with his head, Han Fengxiang. She told me that the guardians of these fields actually are equipped with satellite technology.
Our technology is from the sky and the satellites. Look at this big screen. In the middle is our cooperative, which now has 24 such monitoring stations you just saw, covering 1,000 hectares. On the monitoring platform, you can see the situation of any parts of the land. You can click on whose land this belongs to, what situation is convenient for us to operate. And the pests and diseases can be monitored in real time, eliminating a lot of manpower needed. It also helps us to estimate the output this year and to do the land assessment. This part of the base station is to monitor the insect situation, and there are parts to monitor the wind, humidity, and so on. This basement is the connection point between the outer space and the surface farmland and is also the modern bodyguard of our farmland.
Jilin, this agricultural province, not only creates wealth on Earth, but also spurs advanced technology in space. The remote monitoring data used in Lishu County comes from the Jilin-1 remote sensing satellite in low Earth orbit 500,000 meters above ground.
Satellites are no longer distant objects to us. They are everywhere in our lives. This one behind me is the Gaofen satellite, which is the part of China's high-resolution Earth observation system. It can take ultra-high-definition pictures of Earth from the outer space.
Recently, the Jilin-1 satellite just released the world's first high-definition annual global map, covering an area of 130 million square kilometers with the resolution of 0.5 meters. You can clearly see how many trees or how many cars in front of your house in this picture taken from outer space. At present, the highest resolution of the Jilin-1 can reach to 0.3 meters. And what does it mean?
This part shows the area that we are standing now. The resolution of 0.3 can be understood as a ground object with a length of 0.3 meters above the ground, which can be sensed by our satellites. If you look at the car, I can probably see the front windshield of the car, as well as its skylight and the glass behind it. In the image of 0.3 meter resolution, you can clearly see the car with its 3 segments. A simple analogy for remote sensing satellites is that a high-definition camera hanging in space can take pictures of the Earth's surface, like a camera.
Ultra-clear resolution can accurately depict plant and crop varieties. It is more comprehensive and accurate than ever before to monitor farmland, and the constellation composed of more than 100 satellites is like a bodyguard outside the sky. It can make potential dangers in farmlands know where to hide.
This is our remote sensing monitoring platform for Lishu County. We can monitor various aspects of farmland, such as moisture content, growing, and disaster situation, and it can estimate the yield more accurately, which is of great help to the macroeconomic aspects such as national grain reserves and grain futures.
From thousands of years in this land, people conformed to farming by the saying, relying on the sky to eat. And now, the sky has a different meaning for farmers here.
We have initially formed a fingertip agriculture. Right now, agricultural remote sensing is more complicated. It has strong timeliness, complex content, and high data requirement. It is the high-resolution improvement of remote sensing satellites making agricultural monitoring more scientific. In the future, there will be more data that can monitor soil nutrient content and so on and others to promote the iteration and progress of smart agriculture.
In addition to more smarter, cutting-edge high-definition satellite services also give farmers more security.
At present, we can provide relevant departments with our monitoring data. Farmers can also use our satellite imagery as a basis for agricultural insurance claims. With more civilian rockets put into the construction of commercial space, which has promoted the large-scale rapid networking of our satellites. In the future, agricultural science will be more deeply integrated with aerospace and drones. This is the future trend of smart agriculture.
So I've seen a great blueprint for the agriculture.
This week, Jilin launched 6 more satellites, increasing its number of satellites in orbit to 114, enabling even more incredible high-definition remote sensing services. From the orbit to the farmland, from the space to our surroundings, satellites are not only the guardians of the farmland, but also help more people to move forward the vast oceans of stars.